Hello, this is Clif from Clif is My Agent on Instagram and YouTube, coming to you to provide more real estate insights. Today is inspection day. Today is a day where we, during our due diligence period, are able to check the house out. That is, the inspector that I hired and my clients. Check the house out to make sure that we make a list of concerns to address in the near future. That list of concerns can be used to send to the seller for items to be repaired or compensated for in the selling price. One of the things that's very important is that you have an inspector that addresses the issues of concerns, the ones that are the major issues. Of course, the minor issues you want to make a note of, but it's more important to be aware of the situations that could cost you money. So with that, what we'll do is we'll go through the house and make a list of all of the concerns to be addressed. The due diligence period is a time from the point where the contract is binding to X number of days out. In this case, we have 6 days of due diligence. So one of my jobs as your real estate professional is to set up the inspector to try to get it done as early in the due diligence period as necessary, so that in case we do run into a situation that needs to be addressed, I can actually have a contractor come over and give us an estimate as to what that repair would cost. So that's very, very important. During the due diligence period, the buyer has the ability to access the home as many times as necessary to complete a thorough inspection. Now, the thing is, you want to be careful. You don't want to be a nuisance. In this case, the house is empty and it's easier to visit the house as many times as necessary. But there are other situations where someone could be still living in the home, and you want to be conscious of the intruding on their space, if you will. People typically don't like to be under a microscope too heavy. So you have to make sure that you plan effectively and try to reduce the number of intrusions that one would make if someone is still living in the home during the due diligence period. Here's another real estate insight that I would like to share with you. During the due diligence period, Georgia law gives the buyer more leeway in opting out of the contract than the seller. The seller has about 2 or 3 reasons that they can opt out unilaterally, but it's conditional amongst those issues. If a seller does not have one of those issues to use as a reason to back out unilaterally, they cannot. However, a buyer has the ability to back out of a contract. 1, if the house does not appraise. 2, if there's something egregious on the inspection that they no longer would want to deal with, and therefore will pass on that opportunity to purchase the home. Or 3, they just changed their mind and they decided not to go with the home. It's quite different level of options between the buyer and the seller during the due diligence period. This time period during the inspection is a great time for the clients to be able to walk through the house and evaluate the house for measurements, generate ideas as to where they would put furniture. During the period of inspection, this day is a perfect time for the clients to really get a good feel for the home and how they see themselves living in it in the future. They typically will be able to see things that they didn't see when they did the tour or the showing with their agent the first time. This gives them a little bit more time to get a great greater feel for the home and their decision in purchasing the home. I have a feeling my clients really love it here. They're going through right now discussing the paint options that they're going to do and make in the future. They're discussing some of the arrangements that they're going to make with the furniture. And they're just walking the house and just getting a good feel for how things will be in the future, what their vision is going to be like. And it is also quite comforting to know, now that the inspection is over, that they don't have any crazy issues to deal with. Yes, there's a list. There's always going to be a list of things to address when an inspection is done. That's what an inspector does, is make a list of things to do. And they are good at it. And the list can be extremely long. One of my jobs as an agent is to go over line by line with you that inspection to make sure that you are aware of everything that's involved in purchasing this home that needs to be addressed financially, especially in the near future. So I hope that gives you a good idea as to what this part of the process is all about, the inspection portion of the process. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or ideas that you'd like to share with me about the inspection process, or if there's anything that I've missed. As always, look in the notes down below for the disclaimer to this video, and please follow me on Instagram at ClifIsMyAgent and on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel for more real estate insights. Thanks.